we've seen all this. Or at least if you looked at my Let's Explore video, you've seen the opening cutscenes there. Hi, my name is DavionFuxa, and welcome to my Let's Play for Horizon. This is a 4X strategy game, and it's in the vein of older games such as Master of Orien, Star Trek: The Next Generation, Birth of the Federation, and it takes a lot of cues from other games as well, such as Alpha Centauri from Sid Meier and stuff like that. Before we sort of like jump into the actual gameplay, I figured to sort of, note a couple of things before I'm just going to do here in the options. So basically, you have like these options that you can do, like to sort of like change around how like the game will basically work. I'm going to actually turn off the racing counter cutscenes. I'm going to basically go in here and say only we're going to report critical only ISN news reports, and we're going to keep our tech reports, pretty much just to yeah, breakthroughs and discoveries will be probably good, just to just to let us know when we have new tech available that we can make use of. Essentially, there's going to be a lot of noise in this game every so often, basically from like new techs being discovered and other stuff. We're just going to try and eliminate some of that noise. So if you don't see like any reports like saying you're the richest guy or you have the biggest fleet, that's because I basically turned that off more or less, because those aren't critical. So, new game. Basically, last time I sort of in here, we jumped in with the Earth Alliance, and we basically did a tutorial. We're going to turn off the tutorial this time, and we're just going to sort of, mess around a little bit with like stuff. So basically, you have a low, average, fair, high, or very high quantity of stars. We're going to knock this down to, I think, fair, so that's like the middle ground for quantity of stars. Basically, you can have like a number of planets, so we can have like up to 9, or we can lower it all the way down to like the 1 planet per system. I think we'll leave it at 9, just because our own system has 9 planets, so why not? I probably want to have how planets being common. It's a real nuisance when you can't find any. Special planets, we'll leave those at rare for now, and we'll leave this on the normal scenario for now. Essentially, the scenario, leaving on normal, will basically give us like the heavy lore type of campaign, where we basically have interactions with the other races and stuff like that. I could set to classic, and that's just like a traditional 4X type of start, where everyone's on the same equal footing, with one, basically base to start off with, and then you just advance from there. And here we'll just jump into what, race we can basically select. So, I didn't really cover this the last time I sort of like, jumping into this, but there's actually a number of races that you can basically play with this game. You can play as the Barbaric, the Barsig, the Gargle, the Human, the Kamzak, the Centauri, the Lesgoons, and a Tantic. And to sort of like give you a sort of like overarching theme of what these guys are all capable of, you basically have a bunch of like newcomers. So like you've got like the Gargles, who are like a new spacefaring race. You got the Humans, who are also, one of the younger races in the galaxy. And then you also got some other races in here, such as like the Barsig. These guys are probably, how can I put this? These guys are a little bit more prevalent in the game. They've probably been around, so they have a little bit more technical resources at their sleeve for like technology and such. The Barbec, I'm not sure if they're, old, but, I'm going to assume that basically only like the Gargoyle and the Humans pretty much are going to be the younger races, so to speak. And other stuff like, the Lesgoon here, these are one of the major races in the galaxy. These guys are probably a little bit older, for obvious reasons, because they're, older. And then we've got the Tantic here. So, what race am I going to sort of pick here? So, I guess I should probably just go over a little bit about what all these, like, races are about, just to, go into that. So, when you look at the special abilities here, just like sort of like gives you like these like special abilities that each of these races have available to them. In the case of like the Barbec here, they have access to something called Eco-Adaptive, and basically just lets them build colonies in any planet type and have like a resistance to pollution of 50%. So these guys are kind of like capable of settling on any type of planet they wish. So they're really good at like basically setting up bases as they wish, very easily. The Barsig, they're basically resourceful. They basically get new tech breakthroughs a lot more often than the other races. You got the Gargoyle, who are creative. They basically, you know, they get new tech discovery plus 10%. So basically, unlike the Barsig, who are also, you know, a sciencey type of race, these guys are creative, and basically they have a higher chance of gaining like new techs to actually, you know, play with. You got the humans down here. They're devious. Yes, we're a devious bunch, don't you know? We basically have a bonus to diplomacy agreements and such. We got the Kamzak. They're basically fanatical, so basically they sort of take a cue from like Star Trek, because I'm going to do that a little bit. You got the Kamzaks, who are kind of like the Bajorans. They're basically, you know, fanatical in their religious worship. They're basically matriarchal. The Gantari down here, another, you know, reference to Star Trek. You got basically Klingons. They're warrior types. Basically, they have, you know, experience in boarding combat and ground combat. They have better experience gaining and all that. Bear soldiers. The Lesgoon here, they're telepathic. They basically get bonus to diplomacy agreements, population assimilation, telepathic attacks versus ship's crew and stuff. You know, they're telepaths. And then the Tantic. These guys are parasites. They basically, they're, I guess, kind of like the Borg in a way. More, you know, biological Borg, but more or less they basically, you know, they take over their host and make use of them, kind of like what they're doing right there. Repulsive races are often shunned by other races, and thus diplomatic options are very limited until a certain level of trust and relations have been built up. So, these guys, you know, they're gonna take a while to, you know, be diplomatic with, so to speak. It's also worth knowing that each of these guys have different governments as well. So we got like unification here, representative, totalitarian, unification, representative, the totalitarian, representative, unification. What this is all basically telling you with the government type is basically the type of, like, you know, representation of the people. So with like representative here, basically, you know, is much like ours, the democratic, republic, stuff like that. Someone who's the totalitarian, those are basically like dictators, fascism, authoritarian, stuff like that. And then you have unification, which is just basically kind of special. Not sure how to basically describe it. Basically, I'm not sure there really is any sort of, like, you know, government representation. More or less, you're just basically speaking to the entire population as a government, I guess. Sort of that sort of idea, I guess. Alright, so basically we've gone over like the races and all that. I figure we're going to go with the humans. And the reason I was going to go with the humans is because more or less you'll probably be more familiar with, like, you know, Earth and stuff like that. And they also have, like, you know, just an average aptitude for basically everything. So even though they're like the younger races, they're not going. This guy's a younger race. He's not going to have a lot of, you know, benefits in technology and stuff. He's going to be, you know, what can I say about him? He's going to have his devious abilities. Yes, that's what I'll say about the humans. Very devious guys. I realize I'm talking about myself there, but whatever. So we're going to be the Earth Alliance once more, but for the most part, we're not going to do the tutorial. And this is actually going to change things around a little bit. You'll notice basically when you start a new game, without the tutorial, by the way, it goes up to normal. And like, you have also the random events here very rarely often. Essentially, when you choose, like, you know, a non-tutorial start, essentially what happens is you actually, I guess, sort of like, you know, progress to what would be like the end of the tutorial, so to speak, in a way. And of course, we got like the sort of opening cutscene here of the humans. We've already seen that too. Alright, new venture. In the year 2020, an extraterrestrial probe was discovered near the edge of our solar system. The transmission was sent from the probe containing a message from a species known as the Cortez. As the new commander of our new fleet, I have granted access to this classified message. We've already seen all this stuff, so you can basically jump back to explore for all that stuff. So probe's in Pluto's orbit, and you know, it's taken us 100 years to be able to adapt the information for his use. The probe was drifted to Pluto. My orders are to send my crew to Pluto on one of our ships, blah blah. So more or less at this point, we you know, we get the tutorial, but since I'm not doing that, we don't have it. And now you'll basically want to sort of look at this, I guess. Can I move this down? I guess not. Alright, so over here you basically have something a little bit different. So before, when we basically were starting this, we only had the starbase and like our, you know, Earth's orbit and all that in our sector. This time around, since we're doing this with non-tutorial, we actually start off with 2 scouts and a colonizer. So we got, you know, a little bump in like our ships. And You may not have noticed this as well, but if you go into Earth here, you'll notice that we basically have a lot more stuff built up as well. So that's also good. I think we were going to maybe build up some entertainment and trade for our capital world. And I'll note something, by the way. It seems like the economy is like a big concern in this game. Sometimes people basically complain about not having enough, I guess, economy to basically keep going. So early on, we're going to be focusing a lot on, I guess, getting our economy as good as possible. And we're just going to colonize Mars. And let's see, what else will I do? I think with our scouts, we're going to want them to basically, you know, start scouting around these nearby places. We sort of end up right in the middle of the entire galaxy, so that's sort of good and bad. It's good that I get to explore more. It's also bad because I'll have more enemies around me. Let's have this scout go over here. Actually, I want to survey the system. And then I want this guy... So yeah, we're going to send our guys, one scout here, one scout down there. This guy will, you know, cut around this way, and this guy will go that way. I think we'll want to probably get access to... I'll basically note this, by the way. If you go into text here, you'll see that I don't have that, the tech, I guess, where we basically picked it up from the ships. Orbiting Pluto, blah, blah, blah. So I want to basically do that, and that means I'll have to design, of course, our assault transport to go do that. So I'll go into design. We'll go into, let's see here. Yeah, they give you some nice designs for all your stuff here. And I think what we're going to do... So this is like a sort of overview of all the different stuff that you can possibly build. I think what we're probably going to do, because we have like this sort of ground transport type of right here, I'm sort of tempted to go over here and just sort of like, you know, knock out this stuff. We're going to knock out like our ground troops here. And for the first transport here, we're just going to sort of make this guy basically have like, you know, the assault shells I need for raiding off the, you know, the probe. And I'll put up a bunch of supply base so we can basically explore a little bit. And let's see. I think we will give auxiliary pods. And we're actually going to give him, you know, just a sort of same step I sort of had last time, I guess, with, you know, one little laser, measly laser. He's got a lot of supply base, so he can basically go a lot farther in, like, exploration. And then he's also got, you know, the assault shells for the initial stuff. So we're going to basically save this guy. We're going to return. We're going to start immediately building this one little transport so that, you know, I can sort of make use of it to just sort of grab on to that probe and then go explore elsewhere after that. And now, I didn't really get to note this, by the way, but if I want to, I can actually build multiple ships, you know, basically in my sector. So I can easily build up like both a scout and a transport if I want to. I don't think we'll do that because we don't really need more than one scout, or two scouts rather. We actually have two. And we'll just focus on just building like a transport, and that'll be it for now for shipbuilding and such. So let's just sort of jump into this and, you know, get going. So let's see here. Let's go turn. We establish our, you know, outpost on Mars. Our colonizer has been refit. So yes, he's got his colonizer pods again. I can make use of them already. We'll go to Mars here. We'll upgrade it into a colony immediately. And we'll actually have my colonizer also colonize Pluto. Oh, good. I'll unclick this now. So it's worth knowing about. You can move these windows around. I had up there a little bit ago, but I could also move it down to, say, down here as well. Let's see here. That works, I think, somewhat. It's sort of out of the way. Basically, I don't like it, you know, basically if you leave it sort of like right here, it's just going to be kind of like in the way, because you're going to be trying to like get to like the sectors basically below it, and you're going to have it like phase out of the way, just so you can basically do that. Not really a thing I really like to do. Okay, we're going to have you colonize Pluto. So that's what this guy's going to do. He's just going to colonize Pluto. And I would like to lock that, but it's not being nice to me and letting me do that, so we'll do it with the scouts here. So yes, note that basically these guys in transit, I can't give them orders. I've yet to get that interstellar like type of thing, so I've only got the one little sector here to basically do broadcasts in. Neighborhood discoveries. So a probe containing a message from the core has been captured within Pluto's orbit. It may contain information which could be useful to us, so blah blah, that's what I want to do. With my ship that I'm building, of course. It's a pod racing arena built on Earth. Very good. And good, Pluto's been having outposts built on it, so now I have the Sol system completely colonized. Now, right now, my colonizer, if you go to look at him, he's basically got his colonizer pods empty, so he's got to get all the way back to Earth before he can basically do any more colonizing. That'll give these guys time to just initially jump into sectors, and then if I see some Terran sectors in either of these places, then, you know, I can send like the colonizer toward it for you know, discolonizing that initially. Something I really like about this game, by the way, is that I basically can send my colonizer actually out to like start colonizing other systems without worrying about barbarian attacks, kind of like in the other Forex games. It's quite a nice thing I like about this game, to say the least. Just to throw it out there. Alright, colonists have been refit and our scouts have made to Krimta. So it looks like Krimta is just a sort of, you know, a couple toxic social barons, nothing really fun there. I think what we're going to do with my guy here, we're going to send our colonizer, I think, in this direction initially. So we'll send this guy just to mosey on over there for 5 turns. Big, slow, hulking colonizer will have to go there. So we'll do that. So we got one system surveyed in Krimta. Oh, open diplomatic channels. So we found the Lezgun League. Those are the old race, basically, that's got the telepathic abilities. Upon entering Teshal's system, our captain discovered space beacons notifying a self-imposed system-wide quarantine by the Lezgun League military. Our ships, however, were permitted to dock at one of their stations. They were not allowed to venture too far into Lezgun containment facility, but still managed to talk with some of the locals and other ship captains. They discovered that a plague had been decimating the Lezgun population for nearly a century, and despite their advanced technology, it has only worsened. There are rumors of several off-world laboratories the Lezgun military has constantly been operating in an effort to find a cure. The Lezgun believe that the Tankik, a species that has always feared them, is responsible for this plague. So, that's worth noting. If the Tankik apparently know the Lezgun, the Tankik must be a fairly old species. So, bear watch that, I guess, that these guys are probably going to have some technology too when we find them. So yes, we made diplomatic contact with them. I got a colony built on Mars, that's quite nice, and we got some deserted ancient cities on Krimta free, that's good too. And let's just go to Mars here. So, basically here on Mars, and let's see, where's the thing I want to click? On Mars, basically, it's got like poor resources, it's only got a 2 billion population capacity, and it's got like, I need like a farming building to basically build stuff here, so we're going to look into here what I can do. Initially, I think I'm just going to build up, like, you know, lots of stuff here. We're going to build, like, an industry facility. We're going to build, like, some research and stuff. Actually, no, we're going to cancel research. We're just going to build the other stuff. And the reason I'm basically going to build this stuff right here, like trade and entertainment for farming and industry, the industry will let me basically build up the entertainment and farming stuff a little bit quicker. And getting this trade and entertainment will basically get my money up. So Mars is going to be like an economic plan for me. Now, it's worth knowing basically that I could upgrade also the Pluto to a colony as well, but I want to be very careful with like the amount of, excuse me, just shutting doors and stuff. I basically want to be careful with like my money. As you can see, it cost me like 1 BC, or like, you know, 1 of like this like big number over here of like, you know, money to basically build up in my my colony. And I don't make a whole lot of money per turn, so I want to be very careful of like the amount of you know, money I'm basically spending on stuff. Pluto is not really all that special. It's only got like, you know, poor resources. I can only build, I think, 8 buildings on this. Let's actually look at that. I can only build 8 civilian buildings if I, you know, go and like populate Pluto. It's only got a population of 2.5 million, so it's not the greatest, you know, planet for stuff. I'll probably make the Pluto into like a science type of colony a little bit later on. For the most part, I just put that, you know, listing post just to claim it so no one else can. And that's actually something you haven't really noticed yet, but going over here, and oh, this is actually his homeworld. But anyhow, if I actually want to, by the way, I could actually send basically, okay, how do I do this? Alright, there we go. It's worth knowing by the way, you can go to like the tactical level of like a map at any given time. So I just went to like the Lesgoon's tactical map here. So I can see like their sun, and like here's like Teshral 1, Lesgoon. And then here's like Teshral 4. There's Teshral Prime, so that's their capital world right there. Alright, I was wondering if I could possibly see like their ships and stuff, but I guess I don't get that lucky. I basically have to go in and actually, you know, go next to their planets to actually see their ships and such. But he's probably got like, you know, a colonizer and stuff like this. Basically, if I want to, if I got a colonizer down to the system fast enough, I could actually try, and I mean this quite literally, I could actually try to colonize one of his, you know, systems over here. If I could. Like, I could try and colonize his Arctic one here. And what I mean by that is that I could actually come in here and actually plant a colony inside his sector. So it's worth knowing that unlike say like in Endless Space and stuff like that, or other games where like they have like this sort of like, you know, sector, or like, you know, the solar system being like its like own city, I guess we'll say. It's actually, all these planets are actually separate individual bodies, and you actually come in there and actually settle any of those bodies that you wish, if you can, if he hasn't settled them first. So it's very different in that sort of respect. All right, let's see here. So we got like the news about the cure, so good for that. All right, so we're gonna have our scout here. He's just gonna do, you know, some exploration, or he's already doing that, so I'll leave him alone to do that. Now, basically, if you look, you know, I mentioned deserted ancient cities over here. So there's actually this dig symbol, and I'll be able to possibly get something from that when I basically use this guy to dig there. So we're gonna go here, go dig on Crypta Free. There's basically a chance I may get like some technologies or some money or something from going to Crypta Free. So we'll see what I get from digging on my little goodie hut plant there, so to speak. Because that's what, you know, as I said, it really is, a goodie plant. Alright, knowledge has increased in tech fields from deserted ancient cities on Crypta Free. So basically we've got a boost to all tech fields from that. And then of course we got this guy available to go again. Now note that basically when you you know, go and actually dig up something, it'll actually remove the symbol, and it'll just like say, archaeological report, our science have concluded that this world was home to advanced spacefaring society over 1 million ago. Basically, you know, the goodie hut's gone. Someone dug it up. In this case it was me. Escape will send you there. Major progress has been made, very nice. Majestic Mammoth found on Crypta 5. Alright, planetary report. Majestic mammoths exist on this planet, and it would generate a great deal of tourism. Alright, so here's like a sort of like, you know, example of like a luxury resource, I guess, or strategic resource. Kind of similar to what you found in like, you know, Civilization 5, I guess. This is basically a resource that you can make use of to sort of boost up your ability to get more tourist money. You know, that's basically boosts up your tourist ability from this planet. Alright, how am I doing down here? So basically we have all these planets to basically explore if I want to, or I'm going to try to with my scout. And I'll note that I'm basically doing this because if I go in here, you'll see that it says it requires a survey to see what this guy's got. So this is just a quick way of just getting some information about what's going on in this guy's system. Alright, so that's all done. Alright, colonist has managed to arrive at his destination. Very good. And it's complete crap. But whatever, we're just going to try and survey this one planet and move on. So he'll survey that one damn planet. Alright, Scout 2 waits new orders, Colonizer waits new orders. There is an ancient structure on the surface worth investigating on Crimta 4, or at 6 rather. And we managed to finish surveying the entire Crimton system. And then there's also ancient cities on Tishel 5. I guess that's to sort of be expected. Basically, there's there's an architectural report that there's advanced spacefaring civilization in this volcanic world over here. Of course, we can probably expect that these guys dug it up already because it's their home system and such. All right, over here there's something interesting. Apparently, we've got someone else in this sector. The Barbecker apparently in this sector. He's gonna explore in here. But anyhow, we're going to basically spend our time just going in here and digging up whatever this is. So there's an ancient structure on the surface worth investigating, see what's going on there. Basically, we'll start digging that. And of course, we're done with this guy over here, so we can move my colonizer somewhere else. I think we'll move him to this sector next. Just keep moving along, moving along. Alright, so stuff I uncovered. Commander, we have found something interesting in a dig on Zerkos Free. Researchers are analyzing it now. Also, there's a pirate named Jakek requesting arms with you. Ahoy! I be Jack, Captain Olo here of Pirate Crew, and what you have there may be what we've been searching for. We be searching for the very old Garkle eggs, said to be hiding in old Karkos ruins, like the one you just dug up. Most say the eggs must not be real, but there be convincing stories that have me mind set that they are. If that be there an egg, give it here, and some interested powerful pirates will pay ye handsomely. So all your eggs in one basket, okay? Commander, scanners indicate that the ruins on Zerkos Street are of Korus design and contain the egg of Zerkos mentioned. This egg is several centuries, if not a millennia old. Further analysis of the egg shows heavily genetic modifications. Our researchers are not sure what the Korus were trying to accomplish, but we might learn more if we extract it and take it for a laboratory. So basically I have an option here for a century egg I'm making. What should we do with the egg, Commander? So I basically have two options here. I can basically give the egg to Jack and gain favor of the Gargles and receive some money for it. Or I can extract the egg and send it to our genetics for a study. I think what we're probably going to do here is just going to give it to the Jack here. Thank ye. I will pass this egg along to the parties interested. I have a bit of knowledge on the location of the next egg for ye as well. Search in Sector 3. Okay, so basically what this guy is basically telling me here, in Sector 3 there's another egg possibly, and we dug that up. So if I go and look around here, there's going to be possibly another egg somewhere in one of these sectors over here. So I may want to start exploring over there perhaps soon to try and find it. Okay, so this guy's managed to finish exploring. He can basically go somewhere else. Let's have him, I guess, move up to here. Next. I assume that perhaps there might be a spacefaring race up in one of these planets over here, so that's why I'm going to send him over in that direction. Major progress has been made in advanced waste disposal and biotoxins. Apparently I finished surveying his, capital. So he's got abundant here. Yeah, we got like a nice... Basically, if you click on this video report link, it'll give like a overlook of their, I didn't actually show that, did I? Let's actually do that. So yes, here's the planet-wide quarantine. There's lots of videos and stuff cinematics that you can look at. Actually, I can actually do something else, by the way, as well. So, if I actually go here to Lesgoon, I can actually get a report on them. And let's see here. We got the video report link and we got the encounter report link. Okay, that's just basically the same thing. So basically, you can click on here for like the video report link, and or you can go to the sector. Known enemies, known allies. And if I want to, I can get the encounter. Basically, I turned these off, but you know, you can get encounter links, which are basically their ships flying about. So there's their military ships. And we're gonna like break down what they're all about. So basically, this guy's got passive temperament. He's a technologist. He's social, so he'll like get in like contact with us, hopefully. And who do we find this time? Oh, it's just these guys again. So last we meet again. We demand titanium armor as a gift to show our people that there is wisdom in nurturing relations between our two empires. Okay, I could try and be nice with these guys, but I'm going to say that because they're passive, maybe I'll try and refuse being, you know, this outright demand to them, I guess. And let's just go with, say, ask for a tech in return. Let's ask this guy for interstellar comm. Well, too bad. He said no, so we didn't get that. He doesn't get our technology, and we'll just leave it at that. Alright, colonists has arrived, destination, waste new orders. So we got here to Zubi, and it's in our crap system. Why not? I love my crap systems, don't you know? Let's survey these two toxic plants. Find lots of toxic plants over here. Don't want to find those. Actually, you know what? I haven't really done this yet, but let's try and do this. Let's go communicate with him. And let's actually see if he wants a trade treaty. No. Okay, so no trade for him. Oh well, too bad. Tried. And scout to waste new orders. We're done our exploration of this guy, so that's all explored. Let's go survey the black hole. Why not? Whee! Yes, you can actually go to the black hole system if you want to explore it. I'm not sure if there's any bad habits of going to the black holes, kind of like in Star Trek The Next Generation Birth of the Federation, where black holes and neutron stars could do bad things, but whatever. We'll see what they're all about, if there is anything about them. Colonists are wasting new orders. Transport has been built on Earth. Hooray! We finally got our transport. And this guy can go elsewhere. Let's send you... Oh, let's send him up to that star. Alright, so we got our transport here. Let's have him go orbit Pluto. You know, I find it funny that I colonized Pluto. And I actually would have been at the sector, but it doesn't show like the ship hovering around it, the probe. They probably should do that, but whatever. Alright, well, whatever. So transport's going there, colonists is going there. This guy's giving me like the information on the egg hunt. Alright, so we found the other guys. The Barbeck. So these guys are, you know, many greetings, new neighbors. These guys are essentially capable of selling wherever they want to. Alright, Barbeck's to the rescue. Commander, during our last exploration, the crew fell ill to a mysterious virus that quickly spread throughout the ship. Our medical staff was unable to treat it. Unbeknownst to us, a nearby Barbeck vessel happened to be monitoring our situation and came to our aid. They discovered that the toxic space fungi that had attached itself to the hull of our ship. They offered to help cure our cure for a sample of those fungi, to which we readily agreed. It seems that the Barbecks have a greater understanding of herbal medicine and environmental science. Apparently, as naturalists, they regularly send out science pods into space to find unknown organic matter for study. But over time, some of those pods have gone missing. They made it known to us that if we were to recover any of those pods, they would be very grateful. It's basically these guys are, you know, a bunch of hippies. We'll say about them. They like to do their environmental stuff. So we made first contact with the Barbecs. We now have, you know, a little bit of trade with them. Minor trade, nothing more. And apparently Mars has stuff built on it. That's quite nice. So I can go into Mars here and build some more stuff. Let's see here. Note that it basically takes a long time sometimes to build some stuff here. And we're going to do that. Essentially, I built this initial factory just to sort of help with, like, you know, getting the stuff off the ground. So hopefully that'll help with, like, you know, getting this stuff built a little bit faster. Though I think we'll only build, like, the one industry for now. I may just leave it at that. And just, like, focus on just building, you know, a couple more structures over here and there. We'll see what I do with Mars, the red planet. So I'm going to report on these guys. If I want to, I can do, like, the video report link. And here's, like, what they look like and all that. Their, I guess, home planet. And we can also get, like, the encounter link here as well. And this is pretty much why I turned these off. It's more or less because they're all basically the same. You know, 3 ships just hovering around, flying, and it just fades out. It feels like, you know, it could have just been like, you know, there's like a floating image, so to speak. Anyhow, these guys, unification, they're isolated, so they like to be left alone. They're passive, they're agrarian. These guys I don't mind being friendly with, so if they start demanding stuff, I might actually say hi and, okay, you can take my stuff. Alright, let's keep going. So transports arrived in Pluto. We're going to engage the sector, and we're going to try and go attack that probe that we know so much about. And we're surveying Tauros, so if I go in here, there's that black hole. Solar radiation blocking deep spans and all that. What you want now? Alright, so there we go. We got ourselves trade with the Barbecs. And now we got nice little, you know, solid trade lines with them. Oh, apparently we can no longer talk to the Lesgoons. Probably because I'm no longer in range of them and I don't have, like, the ability to sort of contact them past this. Oh well. Too bad. No trade for them for a little bit. How am I doing here? So this guy's got, you know, basically to survey the capital world here and then the other stuff. Very small system they start off with, the Barbecs, I guess. Though, you know, big deal. They got, like, the ability to colonize anywhere they want. Alright, so engage. So we got the Cortos probe here to deal with. I'll send you up here in this attack. I'm not sure if I can actually do this immediately. Yeah, so no boring failed, no shield vulnerability found. We actually have to wear around his shields a little bit to probe before we can do that. There we go. So basically, 40 attackers board the Cortos probe. Boring filled. Or no, that was before, I think. So, auto. And there we go, we discovered all the stuff. So we got xenobiology, we got genetic manipulations, interstellar comm, interstellar broadcasting, stealth device, cloaking device. New tech for the probe. Scientists extract information from the probe that helps us in discovering new technologies. Very good. Ah, good. My colonists has arrived here. So we got ourselves a few Arctic planets and a metallic planet and a gas giant. Not the greatest stuff, but at least I can colonize this stuff if I want to. They're colonizable. That's a, you know, improvement over all the aircraft I'm, you know, basically finding with these systems that are nearby. Okay, so we basically managed to raid the probe and get some lovely stuff from that. Let's go, you know, send this guy to survey stuff. I think we'll send this guy out to over here. And the reason I'm going to send him out there, this guy... Oh, he can't go there. I want to send my guy all the way up to, I guess, over to here. And the reason I'm sending him out to right there is just because this guy can't go that far. But this guy, because he's got the extra supply pods, he can go really far. And I can, like, you know, look around all this stuff over here, which will be good. Alright, so, that's actually what I basically want to do for the first episode, get that probe discovered, and just sort of like, you know, jump into like exploring around my initial surroundings and stuff like that. I think we'll call this like the first episode for my Let's Play, you know, run-through of the Horizon 4X strategy game. And I'll see you guys next time when we basically return to see how my endeavors, you know, go about.